Well, Seomid Arist. While we are Oideachas agus fáilte Arist, go Ghaelscolaíocht Commencement, Tagamid le chéile ar nó caid cealartha seo a fíl garmúil ar Ghaelscolaíocht Commencement agus éidir tí céim mór chun tosaigh acu mar Múinteoirí nua tá muid a heis. Jerry me sin Arist, Múinteoirí nua tá muid a heis. So, this is one of the most enjoyable days, having a chat with people on the way here. We were mentioning that this is one of the most enjoyable days of the year. This is the day we talked about on your very first day here in college, and didn't it just fly in? But here we are, and so my responsibility lies in the whole area of Irish medium education here in the college, along with about 10 other things. But I have to say, that's what totally fills me with joy and with professional satisfaction. And you all will find those areas in your future professions that just spark, that keep you young, that keep you passionate. We wish you well with that. So a few introductions. You have already met Professor Finn. Here in front of you, I am joined by some of my colleagues from the programme, the Irish Medium Programme and the Irish Programme, who will take a lead in this second part of today's events. So Dr. Thomas Rogan and Dr. Sean McCarry, and both of them will address you shortly. We're also joined here by our keynote speaker, Mr. Kevin McIlliam, whom I'll introduce in a few moments, and by Maria Thomason, and Príomh-Éimeanach Comhghairdeas na Ghaelscolaíochta. So tá aithne agah for Maria Thionaféin. You've already come across Maria, you've attended the conference of Comhghairdeas na Ghaelscolaíochta, and you're aware of the very supportive, innovative work done by Comhghairdeas na Ghaelscolaíochta. Bhailam fáilte I chealaí a chur rih íana ar curú agin aniu, agus táid go mór faoi cumaoin as a Ghaelscolaíocht takeíochta. So we have invited guests here today, and we're most appreciative of their support constantly to us throughout this year and throughout every year. So we have Angela Kane from the Department of Education, and Angela is very, very familiar with all of the complexities and challenges and the exciting opportunities that are involved in Irish medium teacher education. Eamon Broderick, CCMS, Marty Laverty from the INTO, whom we are particularly grateful to for the sponsorship for today's event, and to Anne Pendleton, whom you've all met, Full Service Community Network, doing amazing work here, and we're very fortunate that is located right in our college and that you have access to all of their expertise and resources. So, Faru na fáilte rih ahandana and shin. So, anish tagam hig na chawley August Carja or Ghaelscolaíocht Commencement. If you are an invited guest of our student, that means you have supported a BEd student or a PGCE student through either 36 weeks or 4 years of study, of school placements, of loans, moral support, emotional support, many, many happy moments. And for some of the younger guests, and I don't see any who are very young here, maybe they're at home, there could be a guest whose mum and dad had to give up time during those weeks that they missed out on, and they perhaps have made the biggest sacrifice of all. So, Sajaru, Nadinius Tawakti, Sahala and you, the most important people in the hall today, are students. So maybe just a round of applause for them again at this point. And Professor Finn, was very clear about our 3 groups of students here who have worked well together. They've come together at different events. They've had exciting times in the Gaeltacht here in Belfast and out all over the country in different schools. So with regards to the run of events here, just to keep an eye on time, we will be firstly awarding certificates to our students, and the most important is Anchasta Synidjahis Da Hangach, the certificate in Irish medium education. And students will also be awarded, of course, their certificates in the PGCE and their certificates in BEd, and some will be attending graduation ceremonies at Queen's. But today, that certificate in bilingual education is recognised throughout the country, is indicative of a degree of competence that you have achieved, of hard work that you have put in building those competences, and of the fact that you are ready to go out into Irish medium schools equipped with insights, with skills, and espousing those values that are central to the Irish medium system. So after the award of certificates, we will be awarding some trophies for special achievement, and then there'll be opportunities for photographs, and we will move on to the dining hall for some chat and getting to know each other and saying goodbyes and a few tears and all that. Don't forget to swap emails, phone numbers, and note dates of our amazing programme for professional learning courses happening first week in July, and master's programmes, and find out about what else we have to offer. Go away well informed. Housekeeping details, it's really the same as before. We have first aiders on hand. Should anyone feel unwell, don't be afraid to ask for help. The fire alarm notification stands the same as before. We don't plan for any surprises, but we have very easy access to our assembly points outdoors here from access points. And the ladies and gents toilets are very close at hand as well. So that's that done. And at this point, I can move on to introduce Cantor and Leigh Shaw, so our keynote speaker for today. Boilam Cantor na Hokaija Chornaich na Dave, and that is Kevin McGilliam Priwaja Skull na Fishagan. Bhí Galinder an Langéiliga agus na Miclean, nuair glach Kevin leis an curú a bheith láthair an Ócaid seo. Gur codjagah deisina socrahan a chaiú sa scoil sin, agus curú takeíocht agus mantaracht fáil Dave, a jimmer ja honahar orif. Kevin reminded me that he began his teaching post in Scoil na Fishaga 20 years ago. And Kevin will know, and I will know even more, that time flies in. It passes in a flash. When he started his teaching position, he had already completed a master's study, and he chose to focus on leadership. Now, in Irish medium education, inspirational leaders have to learn fast. That challenge is there for you. But you've already started. You have already demonstrated leadership qualities during your initial teacher education. And I am looking at the future leaders of Irish medium education and of Ghaelscolaíocht na Gaeilge, as the chair saw. Gan Iris. This morning, I think, nevertheless, you will learn a little bit more about that. Agus bwaithlam falcha a churriv cíbín anis chacht agus couple of amateur a caihu a canchliv.
Well, Díomh Carja is honor war do a ve live ar an last special to show. Bestoiche gur hiilsef nach jockad an last show in Amana. Ac galam Díomh Neil le Janu ac a ve ever see a ve geistach go curmac lumsa agus can a ve titchim nor haggin sif suas listen chasta side. Graduation is always a moment of pride, but here today it carries something much, much deeper. This isn't just about qualifications. It's not just about a certificate or a bit of paper. As Múinteoirí Ghaelscola, it's about responsibility, it's about culture, and it's about continuity. Let me just say, enjoy today, because from as soon as you start your teaching career, you'll realise that some of the greatest challenges in teaching aren't book scoops or classroom observations or planning or dealing with upset parents. You'll realise that it's trying to be at the front of the queue for the photocopier at 8:30 on a Monday morning, only to realise that it's broken by 8:35. But listen, if you can survive teacher training and you can survive photocopier wars, you can survive anything. So my chef. For our newly qualified primary teachers, one of the hardest tasks you'll face is when you're in front of a class of 30 past you and one of them discovers a spider in the corner of the room. And the room erupts into absolute chaos. For our post-primary teachers, I'll tell you a story about a very good friend of mine. He teaches in a school not too far from here, and I won't say his name in case you recognise him, but his wife had just had a baby, and he was up all night with the baby, and he was exhausted. And he had a class before lunch and after lunch, or a class before break and after break in the same room. So he taught the class, and he says, "I can't even be annoyed going down to the staff room here. I'm just going to sit where I am." And next thing he nodded off and he fell asleep. And he says he woke up with a crowd of year 10 pupils around him saying, "Oi, sir, are you dead?" So they say that the first year of teaching goes by in a blur. It really does. But it's not because of the fast pace of it. It's because of the sleep deprivation and the amount of caffeine in your system. So my advice to you would be get a good travel mug, and it keeps your coffee warm up until at least sussa. So on a more serious note, I would like to speak about Ardjanga. There was a time in this island when Irish was the heartbeat of the island. It was the language of law, of poetry, of storytelling and everyday life. It shaped identity and how people understood themselves and their place in this world. But history brought immense hardship. Under the penal laws of the 17th and 18th centuries, Irish life, faith, education were systematically and deliberately suppressed. These laws didn't just regulate society, they sought to dismantle identity. Catholics weren't able to access proper education. They were excluded from power. They were restricted in worship. The Irish language was so closely tied to their identity and culture, it was pushed to the margins as English dominated. Yet, even under the weight of the penal laws, the Irish language didn't disappear. We remember how priests, outlawed from openly practicing their faith, said mass at mass rocks, hidden in hillsides and glens. Families gathered in silence and secrecy, risking punishment simply to say their prayers. And in those sacred moments, Irish lived on. In the prayers, in the spoken word, and in quiet resilience. At the same time, the penal laws give rise to head schools, which were illegal, informal centres of learning. Teachers defied the authorities to educate children in fields, in barns, and in quiet places of refuge. And there, despite everything designed to suppress the Irish language, it continued to be spoken, it continued to be shared, it continued to be passed on. Didn't stop there, it gets worse. The development of a formal education system that excluded the Irish language and often punished its use. And ultimately, the devastating catastrophe of the Great Hunger. The Irish-speaking regions suffered the most. Entire communities were lost through death and emigration, and with them went generations of language, culture, and memory. By the late 19th century, the Irish language stood on the brink of disappearance. And yet, it endured. It endured because people refused to let it die. People like you sitting here in front of us today. The Gaelic revival reignited pride in Oideachas. Organisations like Conradh na Gaeilge played a central role in restoring belief in the language, encouraging its use in everyday life and ensuring that it was not seen as something lost, but as something worth reclaiming. Ordinary people became extraordinary custodians of the language. Irish was spoken, it was taught, it was written, but most importantly, it was revived. Here in the north, that resilience found powerful expression. Organisations like Comhghairdeas, just around the corner, I'm sure many of us have been for a pint. It played a vital role in bringing Irish back into urban life, creating spaces where the language could thrive again and restoring confidence in its use. Then came, I would say, the most inspiring grassroots movement of all, Gaeltacht Bóthar Seoigh, the Seo's Road Gaeltacht. In the late 1960s, a group of visionary families made a bold decision. They would raise their children through Irish in the heart of an English-speaking city. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for support, but they built something extraordinary, brick by brick, house by house, community by community. We all know their motto, Na Habare Jane, don't say it, do it. From that courage came the founding of Bunscoil Football Firstja, the first Irish medium school in Belfast. It started off with a handful of children, and it's become a movement that has transformed education and identity. It proved that Irish was not a relic of the past, but a vibrant language of the future. I also would be remiss of me not to give a shout out to the lads from Kneecap, whether you like their music or not, but they're inspiring our younger generation and making Oideachas current in the modern world. Rumours that they're looking for a fourth member, so if anyone's speaking to them, I'm looking at a career change, please put a good word in for me. So, after today, the legacy lasts with youth. You people sitting in front of us here, our Múinteoirí nua. When you teach through Irish, you echo the courage of the head school teachers who defied the penal laws. When you speak Irish in your classroom daily and in your life, you honour those who risked everything, those who gathered at Mass rocks and kept both faith and language alive in secret. When you inspire children, you walk in the footsteps of those families who started the Seo's Road Gaeltacht, who believed that language could shape the future. You're no longer preserving something that's fragile. You're building upon something that's strong and vibrant and alive. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. As inspiring as that legacy is, the road ahead is going to be hard. Teaching today brings some real serious challenges. You will face classrooms where resources are not always sufficient. You'll be asked to do more with less. There's a lot of uncertainty around the curriculum itself, what it's actually going to look like. The Ulach Ibra, the workload, is the heaviest it's ever been. And alongside this, you'll face increasing expectations from parents, expectations that can sometimes feel overwhelming. And somewhere in the middle of it all, you'll meet people like me, grumpy, caffeine-fueled principals. We may look serious most of the time. We may torture you about your planning and your IEPs and your book scoops and whatever else. But behind every grumpy, caffeine-fueled principal is someone who cares deeply about the kids, someone who cares deeply about their staff, and someone who cares about giving our children the best opportunities that they can. You'll meet an increasing number of pupils with a wide range of additional needs, each requiring patience and care and understanding. You'll encounter children that carry unseen struggles, mental health issues, worries beyond their years, and sometimes there'll be challenges even more difficult to face. You may teach children that are coming to school that haven't had breakfast that morning, children who are tired or distracted or withdrawn, not because they don't want to learn, but because the world outside the classroom isn't an easy place for them. You may encounter children experiencing neglect or even suffering in ways that no children should ever have to endure. And in those moments, you will feel helpless. I know, I've been there. But never underestimate the difference that you guys can make. Never underestimate it. Because for some Poisty, school is the safest place that they know. Your classroom could be the one place where they feel valued, they feel respected, and they feel safe. A kind word, a moment of understanding, a simple act of care can have more impact than any lesson you'll ever plan or teach. It will feel overwhelming, but in those moments, I ask you to remember something simple but powerful. Every child is unique. Every child who walks into your classroom will have their own story, their own strengths, their own challenges. There's no single path to learning, only individual journeys. Teach the child in front of you. The most important thing about teaching is the relationships that you build with the children. I'm sure we can all remember a teacher who impacted us in school, who made us want to be a teacher. So it's all about the relationships. Encourage the children, value them, and respect them. And if you remember nothing else from all the rubbish I've spoken, remember this: treat every child as you would want someone to treat your own. Because see, long after the lessons are forgotten and what you've taught them is forgotten, they'll remember how you made them feel. And that's 1,000,000%. They'll remember the teacher who believed in them when they couldn't believe in themselves. And that's a true impact of teaching. As I say, there will be challenges, but there will also be moments of joy that you can't even comprehend yet. When a child understands something for the first time, when they get a higher than expected grade in their test, when they find confidence through music or sport or drama, or simply when they realise that they matter. Those moments will carry you through. It's important that you look after your own well-being as well as teachers. That's one of the most important things. This is a rewarding journey, but your well-being isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. You will give your time, your energy and compassion to your students every day, but you can't pour from an empty jug. Protect your own balance. Rest, reflect, and learn to switch off and make time for yourself. Seek support and advice from friends, colleagues, peers. Set boundaries, celebrate small successes, and be kind to yourself as you grow. A healthy, supported teacher inspires thriving learners and ensures that you can continue to care effectively for the children in your care. Nearly done, don't worry. So graduates, as you step forward today, remember this: you're more than just teachers. You're the guardians of a language, You're the builders of confidence. You are the carriers of a story that refused to be silenced. You're part of a movement that continues to grow. You're responsible for shaping the future for our kids and our grandkids. May your classrooms be places where the Irish language thrives, where identity is celebrated, and where every child knows that their voice matters and that they're able to reach their full potential. Guneri and Boherliv, Gora Mila Mila Mayogov, August Comhghairdeas O'Cree.
Buíochas O'Cree le céhbhín bhí teachtarachtaí tábhachtach an sin gan áras a cadóileh in sa bhliain rowing. So thank you very much to Kevin and to those key messages that are based on 20 years experience and will be very helpful to you in the years ahead. Certainly, the partnership with Kevin's school and with all of the Irish medium schools and the wider network of schools, that is so fundamental to all of our work, and we liaise, we consult with the schools, and Kevin is on our partnership committee here for Irish medium education, and that relationship is just so precious and so important, and we invest a lot in making sure that it is very constructive. So during the course of this year, I had reason to visit students in that particular school on several occasions, and of course the competence of our students was delightful to see, but I was so impressed by just what Kevin talked about there, the care for the children, the care for their staff that came across, and the respect that was shown whenever staff were talking about their peers, about their colleagues. I had on those occasions, for different reasons, school trips, swimming, everything else, I had to spend an hour here and there in the staff room or hanging around the school for one reason or another, or more time in the principal's office than I wanted to. But on those occasions, during those professional conversations, what struck me was how positive that team talk about and refer to one another, the respect that is shown to one another, and the love that is shown to those children. So it's congratulations. So now we move on, and it's congratulations to firstly our TICO Bonscola, okay, and Tichin and Dulgas Ormsa, couple of focal ara fin group of TICO Bonscola. Dahimage an céad lá go raibh fiche mac léinn an Commasach an Chomanta sa grúpa seo, Codhhaid den Rang a rinn turas fada le freastal ar an college de gath lá, Codhagah ag freastal ar cuairimí tí a rí ama agus dúilga sí páirceanta eile a ruagah a rí na bliana mai sibh Comhghairdeas live. Glach sibh páirt sa clár Ghaeltachta agus ar muochas leis an rinn Oideachais as an clár Ghaeltachta a bhainiú. Agus ó hinna ré tháinig sibh ag blathú, ag tógal ar na Oideachtaí Múinteoireachta, atá de dhíochar Múinteoirí lean Gaeilge, agus ar an sainolalas, ar na skillanna, na luachanna, lá inné lé, agus raithí sin a ré. Nuair éireadh áibh páirt a ghlacu a próiseas luachala, ar na leithenda aclaíoch, ar na cruinnithe SSAC, ní roiinn sibh a bhallú, nó céist a chur faoi gá, ná Janagi Jarmid an luachaile cricnú agus a chuirste. Tá bródáing go bhfuil Múinteoirí den céad sca bhar másc, agus ar tí an céad céim eile a ghlacu ar an turas garmúil a réanú a réine sibh. Is poisttí na tíre seo a bheits faoi bhain taiste de thuribh sin. So parents, friends, our guests, you will have gathered, if not from all of the sentiments there, but certainly from the tone of how warmly I congratulate our students and the primary post PGCE will be the first group to get their certificates. But there's a lot of diversity in this group of students, and that has enriched the whole learning experience of these students. From the very outset, from the recruitment, we had to go to Australia, for goodness sake. We had to reach out to Australia to interview, and Spain, my goodness. But was it worth it? Wow, definitely. And then among yourselves, you come here from every institution in Ireland with different types of degree. Most of you with Irish as a main discipline, but there's also people here with law, international studies, translation studies, early years. What else? What am I missing? Not just Irish, but a whole breadth of studies and demonstrating at the recruitment stage competence in the Irish language. That enriches all that went on during the course of the year. When you're critically looking at all of the developments in education and you bring these different perspectives, that was so rewarding in many ways. So that kind of diversity you're bringing now out into the schools, and the schools are all the richer for it. So I will move on because I could talk about you forever. I absolutely love you. We really enjoyed and felt honoured to be working with you, to be teaching you during the course of this year, to be sharing with you our experience, to be guiding you and supporting you, and seeing that progress. Our external examiner, who just finished his term of office with us 4 years last week, he praised so highly the quality of work that he saw in the many samples of work that he scrutinised. And he visited for the first time a primary school where he observed one of our tutors assessing PGCE primary student teaching. And he agreed totally with the feedback from the tutor, and the feedback was glowing because that was deservedly what an appropriate response to the excellence that he saw in the classroom. So it is with total confidence that I am looking at the future teachers in the Irish medium sector, and I know that my colleagues will also share that sentiment whenever they are referring to our BEd students and to our post-primary students. So let's get the show on the road here, and I will invite Kevin to come back here to congratulate our students as they receive their certificates. Amanda will give out the certificates, and firstly again it is Raina. Then Aisling Coyle, yeah. Malachy Donnelly. On here, Malachy. Nee Foley. Callie Hanlon. Oisin Hogan. Kathleen Kelly. Sheila Lenehan. Luke McDade. Anna McCaffrey. Conor McCoo. Sinead McGowan. Ashley McSherry. Corinne Nagavi. Emma Nieli, Alicia Niwarahu, Ellie McKinley, Oran O'Marahu, Emer O'Neill, and Lily Sheehan.
Well, as the old people used to say, I'm one of those people myself, I think. Shimmer maha agus mar sláinte agus mar géad fi míle fáilte. You're very welcome here today. And could I just start off by congratulating the students who performed the music today? It was absolutely wonderful. And I'm going to make this as short as possible, so a couple of moments. So here in St Mary's University College, we work closely with education departments at the University of Ulster and in Queen's University Belfast in order to develop students' capabilities in spoken and written Irish. And we do this through an enhancement course in the Irish language, in immersion education and Irish medium education, in which students normally 4 from each, from Ulster University and from Queen's. They actually begin their course, they're sitting right in the middle there. They begin their course a month before other people in August with an orientation course here in our college, and then a 10-day Gaeltacht course normally in Comhghairdeas. They study Irish throughout the year online with myself, God help them, and also give up a few Saturdays during the year in October and indeed in February to listen to experienced practitioners talking about the fundamentals of teaching through a second language and how best to do that. Okay. They spend their second extended school experience in an Irish language setting, which the students have today have just finished, a few weeks ago. I'd like to thank and congratulate these students for their additional work that I've just mentioned. This year we placed students in Belfast and College to Farsta. We placed students in the old castle of Dungiven, and I think that was the most enjoyable visit I had, because Orla was making apple turnovers and I just had to indulge a few. Okay. We had a student in Gallia in Derry City. He's from Strabane, but that's another story, right? And we also had a student in St Joseph's in There's actually a strong Tyrone flavour this year, you know what I mean? Carrickmore and Donamore, and where else am I? Strabane, a couple of Strabane ones there, a couple of Strabane ones down here too. And the degree subjects, that's even more. So we're talking about modern languages, we're talking about home economics, we're talking about a very uncommon species called a mathematician who can teach mathematics through Irish at a very advanced level, okay? And we're also talking about history as well. So that a wide range of subjects. And I just want to say, Comhghairdeas Livelier, and congratulations to you. And we had a wonderful year, didn't we? Be blian or dói, huggy. So, Comhghairdeas Kevin Hachtamach, it's very much the Chastis done the McLean show. So, we're going to present the certificates to the Magnificent Seven, okay? Agus a Chéadaich ta Orla Considine as Conde and Clar. Enda as Conde Heroin. Agnes Conde Heroin. Kyla as Conde Heroin. And our interim representative, Grace. And here's a man now from Tipperary, Sean O'Mullery. And Derry City's finest, James O'Free.
Today, Lord Beard Cahar. I now have the opportunity to speak very briefly to Beard 4. I'm not known for keeping things very brief, but I really will try. Akarja tugna la shaw, jesh, jeev shogus dunya, makna vayanu or na blinta a chai shivlin and shaw sa college. Today offers you and offers us an opportunity to reflect over the last 4 years that you have spent with us in the college. Think back to September 2022, whenever you first crossed the doors. You were a lot younger than what you are now. You were probably full of nerves, uncertainty, but at the same time full of hopes, dreams, and excited for what those 4 years would hold. Hopefully, you've had the opportunity over the last 4 years to fulfill those hopes and those dreams. And although today marks the end of your time here with us, it really marks the beginning. The beginning of what is to come, the beginning of hopefully great careers in the teaching profession. Is dóithe fásta go raibh dúchlein romh, a hiag an am céarna is cinse go raibh buach faintí agah le linn na blianta sin cumhaid. Tásúil agam go naithníonn sibh an fás agus an orbairt at a janta agah le blianta nuas. I hope you can recognise the growth and development that you have experienced over the last number of years, whether that be socially, academically, personally, or professionally. Think of the relationships that you have built and take those with you. Take the knowledge and the skills that you have gained now as you enter the teaching profession. We hope that you feel confident leaving us to take your place as confident and competent teachers in the Irish medium sector. You've heard it said today on a number of occasions that teaching is tough. Teaching is challenging. There's absolutely no doubt about that, but park it. It is one of the most rewarding professions that you could enter. If I can offer you one sort of last word of encouragement or wisdom as you leave us, never forget the power of human connection. Meaningful learning is built through relationships and connection. There are children who will turn up in your classrooms because of you. Don't ever, ever forget that. Sir John Jones talks about teaching as the magic weaving business, and I may have said this to you before, but now is your time to go and weave some magic. Take your place with pride in the teaching profession and hopefully in the Irish medium sector. Giam gach rahorov snublienta atamach roov Comhghairdeas live. Congratulations. Anish Yermer Keeving Chaktamach Leshna Chastish of Runley. Emer Corey. Reese Curry. Hannah Gately. Kiva Glass. Amy Hughes. Brona McAlevey. Megan McCann. Anya Ní Ranahan. Aoife O'Hagan. Rachel O'Hanlon. Jared Parr.
And now we move on to a few awards, special awards that we have to make. And the very first one is in acknowledgement of the importance of Pobal, the sense of community in our Irish medium provision here. it's actually central to the whole work of St Mary's University College. And you would have picked it up from Bishop Donald McKeown's oration today, his advice, his comments today too focused in on the importance of community. But within the Irish medium community, and Bishop Donald is a member of the Irish medium community, it was started up with creating a community coming together. And one of the traits of St Mary's University College, one of the values which Professor Finn referred to earlier, was our sense of reaching out, outward reaching. And that's an important aspect of our understanding of community. It's not closed off, it's not isolated, it's quite the opposite. It's reaching out, helping others to understand values, to impact upon them, to change them if necessary, and to grow. So that can be demonstrated in our own Irish medium community here in class, the way students work together, help one another. When students were off sick, we saw other students sorting out notes for them, making special digital provision for them, looking after one another, and staff too, all working together, that sense of community. I'm so delighted to see Sharon here, who led a lot of the work in terms of supporting students, particularly through school experience. And I see students here nodding and acknowledging that, aware of that. That all of that, is how we understand the community here. So we chose to acknowledge that. And honestly, we'd like to make an award for every single one of our students, because you all demonstrate that. But the team does come together and have a discussion as to, well, does any student stand out in terms of how they have demonstrated that? And that's how that decision comes about. So I will fetch the cup, which is over here, and invite Professor Finn to take that very special award.
Okay, so I get to call the name out. Comhghairdeas first, Oracle me.
Oh no, it's the corny joke man again. Okay, here we go. Well, it's more a pleasure to have a corfáilse the Maria and you. On days like this, you think about your own career. I started off as a preschool teacher in a little flat in Twinbrook, and then I progressed to a bingo hall on the Springfield Road. And then look where we are now. We have our own organisation to back us up and to help us and support us, called Comhghairdeas. And I worked with Maria on a primary languages project as well, and we get on so well. And it's an absolute pleasure for me. Na fáilte chu raibh Maria le couple of focal or a chuirigí fáilte raibh Maria le.
Míle buíochas Shane. I'm really glad you didn't have any corny jokes about me. Well, not yet anyway. Agini Ushla a Múinteoirí Yale. Comhghairdeas ó Críleh ar fad. Is Misha Maria Thomason, Príomhaimeach ar Comhairle na Ghaelscolaíochta, agus is more an honour due a bheith live in you. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues and dear Irish medium teachers, my warmest congratulations to you all. My name is Maria Thomason. I am Chief Executive with Ghaelscolaíocht, and it really is a true honour to be with you all today. Curdim fáilte mhór roimh isteach ag airneall na Ghaelscolaíochta. Is airneall bhagmuid go fáil, ach is sí an airneall is ciste fáis í. Agus cean de na hairnealathe is spreagala, no, an airneall is spreagala sa tír. Tá tá ordaibh a bheith linn, ach tá tá go cinnte orine sibh a ail. I warmly welcome you into the Irish medium sector. We may be small, but we are the fastest growing sector, and we are the most inspiring of all the sectors, I'll say. And we traverse all. We have Irish medium provision in Catholic maintained schools. We have an integrated Irish medium provision. We have controlled Irish medium schools, and we also have provision. Somebody was lucky to be in St Joseph's Donaghmore in a voluntary grammar. So we're more than a sector, we are a system of education. Tuigi sibh go lua an dúchracht a churann agus an tam breise a churann Múinteoirí Ghaelscola isteach gach lá mana bhfuil sin feici a go bhhanna agus is cinnte go bhfuil. Ní amháin le sáideachas a thuairt ach chun teanga bheo agus féiniúlacht a chathu. Éilíonn an táideachas níos mó, agus tá léirithe agah sé hena féin go bhfuil sibh ré leis an dúchlann sin. You will see, if you have not already, and I'm sure you have, the extraordinary dedication of Gaelscoil teachers. Not only are you delivering excellent education, but nurturing a living language and a strong sense of identity. Immersion education asks more, and you have already shown that you are ready to give more. Mar airneall óg níl gachrad agin go fáil. Ach tá tacuin is luachhuara agin hena féin agus sin sibse, na Múinteoirí. Is sibse crí na Ghaelscolaíochta. Johnny were passion agus were creidimh sa dá hangahas and differ is mó de fháistí, de scolanna agus don phobal. As a young growing sector, we still have many challenges, but our greatest strength is already here, and that is you, our teachers. You are the heartbeat of airneall na Ghaelscolaíochta. Your passion and belief in immersion education and the benefits of bilingualism will shape children's futures and strengthen communities. I gcomhairle na Ghaelscolaíochta takemuid leis an phobal Gaeilge, le scolanna agus le Múinteoirí. Agus sibh ag dul amach ag obair, bíomh sugah go bhfuil Virginia an seo ag seasamh libh agus ag obair ar bhuair son. Na bíomh leis na drugalord of Amerby teagmhail a dhéanamh linn. At Comhghairdeas na Ghaelscolaíochta, and some of you may not entirely understand what we do. Don't worry, you're not alone. But I invite you to look us up on our webpage if you need more information. But we are there supporting Irish medium communities to grow and enhance the provision that's there. We support schools and we support you, our teachers. So as you begin your careers, please know that we stand with you and that we work on your behalf. We are your voice in those important rooms, and the voice of the children, most importantly. So if you ever need support, please, or guidance, please reach out. Tá airneall ag fás leithí, mar go dtí an tuismitheoirí luachan táideachas agus an dá hagahais. Aithníonn siad bhúr nuachracht agus churann siad muinneoin, onainn, oideachas den scoith a halathar trí bhean na Gaeilge. The sector continues to grow because more and more parents recognise the value of immersion education and indeed bilingualism. They see and feel your dedication and trust us all to provide excellence through the medium of Irish. Ach, le sin ará, tá géir le Múinteoirí a bheith agine. Tá muid in ggéirchéim mar sól Dave. Tuigim go raibh coideach of dearcas deasa in san airneall, agus beidir go bhfuil plananaí ag coideagah dul thar lear fiú tamil, agus málam sibh ar fada sinna dhéanamh. Ach má haon sibh ar na heachtraí eile seo. Bhí cinnte go muinne sibh soltastú ach tag a ggéarás le bordal. Bei fáilte mhór roimh a gcónaí in airneall na Ghaelscolaíochta, áit a méid deisina aontaithe ag fannacht ormh. So, with our success comes this crisis of teacher supply and retention. So I know that some of you may have plans to enter the sector immediately, and others may travel or gain experience elsewhere. And I commend you and encourage you to do that. If you explore opportunities elsewhere, enjoy every moment, but come back to us. We will always welcome you home with many opportunities waiting. This sector has invested in you, this college has invested in you, and so we hope that you will come back if you go away. And don't stay away too long, Lordell. Go an buíthe sibh agus málam sibh as an slíomhatha seo a roinú, agus as an Ghaelscolaíocht a roinú. Tá ról fíor hawachtach roamh, ról a múinteoirí tohi ar báistí agus ar deanga. I want to commend you and thank you for choosing this profession and for choosing Arnoil na Ghaelscolaíochta. You're stepping into a role that truly matters and makes a difference, one that shapes the future of our children and our language. As you go forward, I encourage you to be brave, and I encourage you to find your champions. If you see someone without a champion, be that person that they need. You'll find them everywhere. You may even find children in your classrooms or your champions. But please don't be afraid to look for someone who can lift you up and remind you how wonderful you are when you forget yourselves, because on those dark days ahead, you may need that. But don't be afraid to do it for others either. So, Fági me Shiv, just with a quote from W.B. Yeats, education is not the filling of the pail, but the lighting of a fire. So may you go forward and light many fires in the years ahead. Gurmaigif.
Well, boy linnean sa college de buíthas a hórta bhria a Siniano, agus tá go léirí orthaí haachtamach go lár an order, gynnyana much bronu. And I referred earlier on to our post-primary students, and I talked about the additional load and the commitment that is needed, online learning throughout the year, courses in the Gaeltacht, and of course everyone fared very, very well, but one person has come out on top, and Maria is going to tell us who that person is.
The next award will recognise the achievement of the BEd 4 students. Over the last 4 years, you've all worked with dedication and commitment, and this award was actually hotly contested, to be honest. A lot of counting was done and recounting, and it celebrates the achievements over the last 4 years and goes to a very worthy recipient. So I now invite Maria to call out the recipient of the BEd 4 award.
Okay, so on Maclean Bar Commerce, Anya
agus sanis bronhi Maria an dúis ar Lochdear 1 Scolaíochta agus sin Anya Curlin.
Many moons ago, Anya, I had the pleasure of teaching Maybe it's just me, but never mind the journey that you come on, so fair play.
Maria, Gera agus tú ag ghlacu de caitheéis bhhail an buchas ó chrí a ggólaat as a bheith linn inniu agus ach regáid takeíochta agus take a chóirleann na Ghaelscolaíochta. Gur míle maigad.
Agus Thomas in am. So we're at that point of our day now. Just a few words of thanks, and then we can relax and chill with some refreshment afterwards and some photographs. So, Tichin sé ormsa buchas a gol leis na daine a chodí leis an lá gojí seo. I'd like just to extend our warm felt thanks to Eilish McAteer on the team in the principal's office, and Amanda, of course, is a member of that team. And really, this event would not happen without that team. They are totally amazing. So thank you very much. A lot of people behind the scenes, Gareth Conley, Jared Curley, the reprographics team, the IT team, a lot of people work very hard to make your time here possible, but also for this event. Ernoy and Taffrin, while our son, the Maclean, August, our son Hain, we has a goal leis an Jaspag, Donald McKeown. Also to thank Father Fleming, Father Eddie McGee, and of course Sharon Hockey, who worked so hard to prepare the students for this event. And everyone else who made that part of the day a success, our student ambassadors, the musicians, and everyone else who helped. And Erin a hug takeíocht don chlár a rích na bliana. So during the course of the year and the past 3-4 years with our AED students, I have to say a word of thanks, just a quick word of thanks, but heartfelt word to the academic team. That's a very big team. We're a small college, and the Irish medium core team is quite small, but you will know that there is quite an extensive team that comes together of lecturers, joined by associate lecturers, some of whom come right from the classroom to the lecture theatre or to your workshops, bringing all of that expertise and experience with them. So some of them are here today. I'll not start naming names because I know then that I'm going to miss some people out. I would like to thank too the Full School Community Network who had input into the programme as well. Some people can't be here. Michael Martin with the Gaeltacht programme coordinating that, and of course to the Department of Education for financing that. It is, you would not believe how much. Do you want to give a big sort of cheer for that? Because it is so it is so highly commended by these students and by everybody that looks at the programme. If you heard the external examiners' comments and in reference to the sense of community, that starts really in the Gaeltacht, doesn't it? But anyway, of course, the administration team, Linda Fagan and her team, the library, our amazing library, there's a whole team of people there making sure that you all have access, know how to use it, and really, whenever we have visitors here and they want to know about the library, I say, ask one of our students, because they're the experts and they will tell you exactly how to use it, how to make the best use of it, and they're very proud of it. Up in places like Academic Registry, you know, the loft up there, but all the work that goes on is makes your life here so much easier, and ours too. There's so much support that goes on. Oideachas Múinteoirí, you and I have to say, I don't have to say anything really. It speaks for itself, the kind of work that goes on there. John Brawley in marketing, and Carl Kennedy. I know you'll want to cheer Carl even though he's not here. Widening access and careers. I've already mentioned the student ambassadors. Dini Atá Lahar and you. All of the parents and friends who are here. It is so lovely to have you here, and we do look forward to getting to know you a bit better in the next half hour or so. But our special guests here today, our invited guests, we warmly thank you for being with us and for making this such a special day for our students. I know that you will go away with some of those words from Maria and certainly from Kevin as the guest speaker with you, and that they will be very practical, some of them, to you in the year ahead. So, buíochas le ahandanna, agus caithfidh mé just sibh chur an eolas go ag an am seo gur waith linn na mic léin a bhfuil dúis acu a fuair dúis fannacht an seo agus rinse greengraph a aisle. So this time round we're asking everybody else to exit from the hall first, once we've had a look at a few photographs that our students gathered together for you. But then we will ask everyone else to exit, but anyone who has received prizes to stay and to get some photographs. And an acknowledgement of our special guests. We just have a gift for them. Just a small token. So Maria and Kevin. And Marty Laverty, and thanks for your sponsorship on behalf of the INTO. Right. And the bishop boasted about.
That's the power of being the head of the institution. It's gone to my head. So thank you, Gareth, for not proceeding with that PowerPoint presentation just yet. So, Dr. Gabrielle Nigir will retire from her post in the college at the end of August. Now, many of you will not know the full extent of Gabrielle's work here at St. Mary's. So here is the time and is the opportunity to inform you of that and to give you some insight into her life here at St. Mary's, which has been long in the making. So Gabrielle's first connection, her NASC with our college was in the academic year 1984-85. Yes, 1984-85. You heard the numbers right, yeah? 41 years ago. Sorry for bringing that to your attention, Gabriel, but
really young. I was a child.
So, now for 1 year during that year, 84-85, Gabriel taught Irish in Trench House, which used to be part of this institution, formerly known as St. Joseph's College, but the former campus up in Andersonstown. So, having taught there for that year, she departed, studied for a PhD. That PhD was actually about what we heard about earlier, the Shaws Road community, the Gaeltacht up there, and the socio-linguistic background of that unique community, and teaching as well. So those years were spent studying for a PhD, which is not easy, while she was teaching at the same time. And then she returned to the college in September 1994. Still as old as 1984, but 10 years ago. To undertake, this is very interesting, research to design an Irish medium teaching qualification at postgraduate level. So it's important that I say that the arrival of a TICO at St Mary's was not done without research to find out how to do this best. So Gabriel, without doubt, through the PhD study, through the teaching and through their experience here, is an expert in immersion education and in bilingualism. So that's very important that I say that. So you move on a little bit. Due to her work, and that's the work around the research to identify the programme and what the programme should be, the TICO started here with 5 students, one of whom happens to be in the inspecting Irish medium, which is a nice way of bringing the whole thing round. And following that, in the following year, there was the Irish medium pathway through the B.Ed, which you've heard about today. So just think of that from 1994-95 until today. The students who have graduated from St Mary's in Irish medium through the TICO, those who have graduated here through the B.Ed, 3 decades, hundreds, literally hundreds of Irish medium teachers have made their way into the schools. And we've heard about from a school principal, we heard about the CEO from Ghaelscolaíocht, but the sheer impact of 3 decades of teacher education on the teaching profession and providing the people in the schools that have made the sector or system, rightly so, that you talked about earlier, and got into your school numerous numbers of teachers. So that is huge impact. And I would commend Gabriel for that's the key impact. The students who have graduated from here, gone into the school system and made it what it is today. Now, over those 32 years of employment after she came back, Gabriel's work has included the following. This is what I know of, so I'm just reading this out without any particular emphasis. Putting in place a Master of Education pathway through our M.Ed degree for the Irish medium schools. Managing to get bursaries for M.Ed IM students. Well done. Engaging in 3 ETI inspections, each of which was successful. Ensuring TICO accreditation through the GTC&I on 2 occasions. I was with you on both occasions, not to remind you. Fighting the corner for the Irish medium provision internally and externally, because I can assure you that Gabriel has had to fight some fights to get things to the wonderful place they are today. It didn't come easy. Recruiting new members of staff, some who are here, all of whom have proved to be successful. Organising numerous conferences. Completing many funding applications. Promoting Irish medium teacher education. That critical job of promoting what it is we do. Being an excellent teacher, which goes along with everything. Maintaining enthusiasm for her work despite challenges. Putting in place the arrangements for the Gaeltacht experience for the students and getting the funding for it. Oversight of An Taisceanad Lán Gaeilge, the Irish Medium Learning Resources Unit we've had here for a long time. Building up relationships and partnerships with numerous schools. Undertaking high quality research outcomes of her own, and often in partnerships with other universities on the island of Ireland. Liaison with quite a number of external examiners. Becoming a member of the senior management team. Being a member of outside bodies, including the board of Comhghairdeas at one time. Doing interviews on television and radio, and doing them very well on Irish medium matters. And being a member on the committee of what's the organisation known as SCOTENS, the Standing Commission on Teacher Education North and South. Now, Gabriel, they're the ones I can remember. I think I've covered a lot of them. Maybe there's a few more, but that tells you something. She has been busy. Make no mistake about it. And more importantly, you can be very busy, but you have to be effective. She has been both busy and effective. 2 outstanding traits. Now she gets really worried, what I'm going to say here. One is being tenacious, and I mean that in the best sense. A driving force for Irish medium at St Mary's, defending it internally and externally. Gabriel may well speak the Irish language, but there's one word in English she doesn't understand. It's the word no. She simply doesn't get it. No. That's what I mean by tenacity. But the other one is loyalty. Loyalty to the college, loyalty to the Irish medium sector, and loyalty to me in my role, which I've been undertaking here since 2008. Her departure from the college is a big, big loss. And we should now recognise, in the normal, traditional way, her outstanding contribution to this institution. So I invite you to clap her hands. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that, and it's really well deserved here. Earlier on, I couldn't work out where the flowers were for Gabriel. And then I said, there's so many flowers here, which one do I choose? But thankfully, my colleagues reminded me that they were nicely hidden out of the road, and I've now got these here. So this is a token of our thanks and respect for the work you've done at St Mary's. Well done. So Gareth, you're free to do now what you were told to do.